This is the Daily Brief right here at K24 TV. In case you're just joining us, it's a pleasure to have your company right here on the show. And in case you've been with us since 9 a.m., thank you so much for being a part and parcel of the show. I need to take you straight to the court where currently, as we speak, Marianne Kitany has been called to the stand. She is expected to testify as well as be cross-examined on various issues that touch on the controversial divorce case involving her and Meru Senator Mithika Linturi. And there you have it. Earlier on, we saw her take oath, and right about now, she will be cross-examined as well as documents related to this particular case being perused, and she will be required to actually answer to some of the questions and queries that could ensue courtesy of the evidence that will be tabled in court this very day. Let us go to the courts and just get to listen in to what's happening in court as of now.
Was supposed to last how many days?
The shall come absolutely after 30 days.
So the judge allowed you 30 days. 30 days. What happened after 30 days?
So after 30 days, which then should be 3rd of January 2016, I was absent person.
The decree absent. So you had the capacity to marry Honorable Mithika Linturi as from which date?
From 3rd of January.
From 3rd. Two, which specific day did you marry Honorable Mithika Linturi?
I had earlier indicated a date of 16th of April.
You had indicated earlier where? In your affidavits? Yes.
16th of April 2016. But I was corrected, and the date was actually 26th of March 2016.
What happened that the date changed from 16?
Okay, so the initial date that had been agreed was the 16th of April 2016. And at some point, Mithika Linturi asked that the date be brought to the Easter weekend because of the people traveling from Meru. So the Easter weekend, unlike all other years, was falling in March, the end of March. So Easter was from the 25th to 28th. So we put our timing at that time. So my parents and everybody else had planned for the 16th of April, but it was pushed forward. The ceremony actually took place on the 26th of March, 2016.
Under whose request was that granted? So you confirm that the wedding ceremony that we dealt with was done on which day?
26th of March, 2016.
Thank you. Do you have any evidence showing the wedding ceremony that you conducted?
Yes, we do.
Now we will be playing the slideshow of the photos to confirm the wedding that was done. We have provided my learned friend the photos in an affidavit, in a further affidavit dated 5th of April 2019. The court has a copy of the photos. We have the videos, the photos recorded. I've since given my good friend a flash disk with the 8 GB. We do surrender one to the court for the court record. Look at the first photo that is there. The court will have a chance to look at it. What is the first photo there?
perhaps it would help my Lord, because those photos are in the bundles of documents, if Council can refer to the relevant page so that we are looking at.
This, we went to the screen. I've given you the slideshow.
Yes,
the slideshow.
Okay. Fair enough.
The slideshow, Council. Yeah. Kindly describe the first photo that you are seeing on the screen.
The first photo is myself, smiling very hard, holding a leaf of Mira, and at the background is my uncle, Andrew, and a few relatives at the back, and also far end is...
Coat.
Sorry, and far end is, I can see one of Mithika's people who came, and I can actually see him in court here today. He's called Tongai Mitu. He's seated somewhere there.
One of the people who came from Meru is seated in court.
Yes.
And you can identify. Had you seen your husband there?
Yes, I can see him. I can see his face from the side.
What is he carrying? Come on.
He has been given a leaf of Mira as well, a stem.
He has been given a leaf of Mira.
Yes.
Thank you. Why are you smiling?
It is because of what I had been told about the Mira as I was given the bunch. So I think when we get to the bunch, I should be able to describe.
All right. Now we can go to the second slideshow. Kindly describe to this court the second photo in the slideshow, what it entails. Who are the people present?
Okay, Mithika Linturi is facing me, and I am talking to him. I have Mira on my hand, and next to me is again my uncle Andrew, and my other uncle next to him called Naftali Lele, and he was actually describing the Mira to me. That's why I was attentive, as you can see.
What did he describe to you about the Mira?
Okay, he described first that I need to hand over that Mira to my uncle, who will then ask the question whether they should eat this Mira or not. But before he handed over, he also told me to please take note of the way it is being tied.
We'll get it the way it is tied, and we'll look at it. Are you still seeing your husband there?
Yes, I am talking to him.
Has he changed the mode of dressing?
No.
It is the same one.
Same.
Thank you. Let's go to the third one. Kindly describe the third photo. That's the one we have passed?
No, that's the same.
That's the same one.
Yes.
Let's
Now,
go ahead.
on that
Yes.
photograph,
Yes.
I have just handed over the bunch of Mira to my uncle Andrew, and he's holding it in his hand and addressing Mithika Linturi. So he was then, I think he was now following the instructions that had been given to him, that when he gets the bunch, he then needs to ask me whether I should, whether we should eat this Mira. So I think he's asking that question or reaffirming that question to me.
Who is this Andrew?
Andrew is my uncle. He's my paternal. He's now our father since my father passed on in the year 2000. So since then he's been the father figure in our family.
In this photo, he's representing what symbol?
The father.
The father. Whose father?
My father.
Thank you. Thank you. Look at that photo and explain to the Honorable Court what is happening.
Well, as you can see on your screen, Marianne Kitany is tabling receipts of what she says has been a marriage between her and Meru Senator Mithika Linturi, and the presence of Mira in those particular receipts is all too curious and interesting, even as we continue observing events from the court today. But just a quick one, the media has been allowed to cover these particular events. However, there will be a lot of monitoring in terms of the information that the media will be channeling out in as far as this case is concerned. And those are not my words, but the orders of Chief Magistrate Peter Gesore. We also need to appreciate another story that is developing this hour, and that is the 18-member committee drawn from both the National Assembly and the Senate that is currently sitting within the precincts of the National Assembly, and they are discussing the stalemate over the Division of Revenue Allocation Bill 2019-2020. So let's just cross over here and listen in to what's currently happening with this particular sitting.
My good friend Junet Mohammed, MP for Suna, but the fact that we don't have quorum, Chair, we are not able to transact any business, and I will seek your direction.
I will only seek, or Senator Mugeni, that you use parliamentary language.
Yes, Honorable.
The word ranting cannot be parliamentary at all.
Yes.
Point of order.
I share the concerns. The concerns. You know, Honorable Junet Mohammed is a good friend, and he is my client from the Pangani 6, so we are good friends. So, and as you have heard him say, he was told by my mother, Jane Mora Mugeni, she's still waiting to see that Junet is able to release money to county. So, Chair, my standing is to request that you rule that this meeting does not have a quorum, and then we adjourn to a date that is agreeable to both of us, when maybe there will be enough quorum. And finally, Chair, we would not have come to this if members of the other side from the National Assembly cared for counties and allocated the money that was proposed by CRA, which was 335 billion. We are here, Chair, because members of National Assembly have ignored the figures that were proposed by CRA, which is 335 billion.
This is an arm of government.
Chair. Article 215 of the Constitution.
Chair.
Senator, I think that you're getting into business.
Chair.
And being a very good senior counsel in this country, you are the one who has actually guided us.
Chair.
What is provided for in the standing orders, and in a way responded to what the Honorable President was raising, that the quorum that we need is at least a third of what? Of each house. A third of the senators ought to be here. So from 9 senators, we ought to have at least 3 senators and at least 3 members of from the National Assembly.
Chair, burning issue.
We do not have that number of senators.
A burning issue. Thank you very much, Chair. You know, we are not transacting any business, and we stand guided, and the country should now know which side is there for a pedestrian populist spree of taking Kenyans for granted, because it is parliamentary. Because, Chair,
Please
as Honorable
stick to parliamentary language.
As Honorable Junet have rightly said, the senators are there, and their sole function is protect the counties. The counties are suffering. Staff in counties are suffering in both county assembly and county government. They ought have to be here so that they protect the interests of their counties, because that is their sole mandate. As a National Assembly, our sole mandate is to allocate funds, and that is why all of us are here. So, Honorable Chair, we cannot take the country for granted. We will have used a lot of taxpayers' money. Most of us have been facilitated to attend this meeting, Honorable Chair. And we cannot take the country for granted, because they should have, then that day that we were proposing this date on our first meeting, they will have said that they were not available, Honorable Chair. Some of them were claiming that they are in census. They were being counted. I don't know if they were enumerators or who were they, because we have seen some apologies that the census is going on. Honorable Chair, we are taking our country for a ride. and for granted. And now the country should know that the National Assembly protect and respect county government, and we support devolution as National Assembly. Senate does not support devolution.
Honorable Sankok,
I
doubt there is any senator or member of the National Assembly who has been enlisted as an enumerator for the census.
Yes, but there is somebody who have claimed that because census is going on. Yes, we have those messages.
I have not heard that in this meeting. Therefore, let us leave the census to the enumerators. Honorable senators and honorable members of parliament have other responsibilities, chief of which would be to be here this morning. Honorable Dr. Makali Mulu.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. Chairman, I think you needed to clarify what the issue of this, the quorum seems to be clear, but the issue of apology. When as a member of a committee you send apology, would want to hear your opinion whether doesn't that then give also a round authority to continue the meeting? No, because I think that is the case then. I want to agree with my honorable members. We are all here. We came from our constituencies to come and attend this important meeting. And basically, I'm surprised to see that only 2 senators were able to attend. But my issue is, we are 8 from National Assembly, 2 from the Senate. And if this continues, if we plan the next meeting, and this happens, then does it mean that we'll never sit? And this being a joint sitting then, do those also individual standing orders apply to a joint meeting? I think that clarification is important, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Makali. I think on the issue of the apology, and Honorable John Buddy, the leader of minority, did allude to it.
Well, currently addressing the sitting at this particular mediation team is the chair, that is Kimani Ichung'wah, but we've also seen submissions made by Nyamira Senator, that is Okongo Mogeni, and we've also seen Joseph Sankok there make submissions over the stalemate on division of revenue. So we shall keep interacting with that event right here on the show. But for now, we need to take you to a presser that we are getting from KUPPET. And here is the Secretary General Akello Misori concerns over statutory deductions on teachers' pay slips. So let's get to listening to what he's saying.
Be they dues paying members of KUPPET or not? KUPPET was the initiator of the CBA that both teachers' unions signed in 2016. I would wish to emphasize here that the CBA that the teachers signed on the 26th, 25th, respectively, in Naivasha with the Teacher Service Commission, really gave a lot of benefits to those teachers who serve as institutional managers. They were henceforth given instant administrative substantive appointment letters. That one was the proposal of KUPPET. Therefore, we would not wish any teacher to suffer anxiety consequent to the court ruling in case number 151 of 2018. We will do everything in our power to safeguard the benefits that all teachers have enjoyed under this CBA. We urge all teachers who wish to benefit further from the implementation of the CBA and from the future CBA currently being negotiated by KUPPET to move with haste and join the union. Those teachers who will enjoy the benefits of the CBA without KUPPET membership will be covered under the agency clause. I think it must be put in perspective and in proper context that unions are there to serve the members, but in an effort that the members themselves have already gained. The enjoyment of that which has been signed under the CBA does not discriminate, but the union service is not for charity. It is important to note that those who are out may only benefit from those remuneration, but they may not be covered by other benefits that the unions may offer, and therefore they need to move with haste and join the union. In this connection, therefore, we empathize with those teachers who are anxious about the union status and urge them to join KUPPET without hesitation. KUPPET's progressive record speaks for itself. Indeed, KUPPET is the union of the moment, and members should not be over-anxious We are in place and we are transacting the business. We have already started on the new frontiers of negotiations. We have started on ensuring that the teachers' house allowances are harmonized, not to emphasize on geography, but on grade. We are also pursuing new frontiers to ensure that the medical cover is comprehensive and enhanced. So these are issues which, among other things, the category of teachers who did not benefit much from the 2016 collective bargaining agreement, especially those who are covered in job groups C2, C1, C3, and C4, are those which we are now categorically putting forward for a serious engagement, because we are also asking the Salaries and Remuneration Commission to reevaluate the job, given the fact that we are now implementing a new regime of competency-based curriculum. We are also having a rollout of 100% transition. These are things which will inform the new dimensions of negotiations in this era. I would wish, while KUPPET continues to press for all benefits under the CBA of 2016, we will not accept the reversal of the hard-earned gains teachers realized under the CBA. It should also be taken note of that the teachers of this country for the first time signed a collective bargaining agreement, which was recognized by the Labor and Employment Court. And therefore, the implementation of what we have should not have been subjected to any form of interpretation. No judgment of a similar jurisdiction could have reversed this. So that's the reason for which we feel that the Teacher Service Commission, in acting on its own unilateral decision, has erred to an extent that they need to be held accountable. We don't expect any teacher to suffer any reversal because of this CBA. That CBA is a court order in itself. The Teacher Service Commission should not have accepted any variation. They should have just implemented this. And that is our position as KUPPET. Teachers have suffered for far too long and will not endure any attempt by the employer to pickpocket them any longer. Members of the press, you are aware that schools are opening next week. What we expect is that the Teacher Service Commission must sustain teacher motivation. We are having serious issues in schools, ranging from lack of infrastructure, student numbers are just awkwardly abnormal, and therefore the teachers themselves should not go to the bank and having earned the other salary that they have 15,000 shillings deducted because of a disagreement with another entity which may have had a lot of misdirection in their interpretation. I think this is where we are. Thank you so much.
Very clear, Secretary General. I want to invite Brother Korir to move to the same seat and deliver the same message in Kiswahili, and then I'll come in just to pick the questions.
Well, respect and honoring collective bargaining agreements that are negotiated between government and various unions finds its way into the press briefing that we've just gotten there from KUPPET. And of course, it raises so many issues, key among them even what Sabina Chege was talking about in Parliament when she alluded to the fact that something needs clarity when it comes to exactly where ECD teachers are placed. Is it within the county government or the Teacher Service Commission? So all these could be issues that will be discussed in the course of rolling out the competency-based curriculum. But for now, it's time to take a break. But did we recognize our sign language interpreter for this hour? Well, it has been Pauline Muthoni. For now, we take a break, and the final leg, yes, of the show begins in just a few.